Why did Apple, the world's most valuable tech giant, struggle in AI for over a decade? From broken Siri to missed opportunities and internal chaos, Apple's AI journey has been a surprising failure. Let's uncover the untold story behind this 10-year crisis and its impact on technology. Chapter 1. The Apple we knew versus today. Apple has long been the gold standard when it comes to integrating software and hardware. You buy an iPhone, a Mac, or an Apple Watch, and everything just works smoothly, polished, reliable. That's the Apple we all knew and loved. But today things look very different. Apple's software is feeling buggy, inconsistent, and when it comes to AI, it's falling behind. So, how did Apple, the same company that redefined the smartphone, revolutionized personal computing, and engineered its own powerful silicon chips, stumble so badly in the world of artificial intelligence? To answer that, we have to look at a crisis that's been brewing for over a decade, hidden beneath the surface, marked by missteps, missed chances, and internal chaos. This is a story about how Apple lost its AI edge and what it might take to get it back. Chapter 2. Siri and early missteps. The story starts back in 2011 with Siri. Apple didn't build Siri from scratch. They acquired it for about $200 million and made it a key feature of the iPhone 4S. Siri was supposed to be the future of AI on mobile, a smart, voice-controlled assistant that would change how we interact with our devices. Steve Jobs saw the potential, but tragically, he passed away right as Siri launched. And that's where some of the cracks began to show. After Jobs' death, leadership struggles quickly emerged. Before, Scott Forstall had been pushing hard on software innovation, but he left Apple in 2012. Siri was then handed over to Richard Williamson, an executive whose style and vision reportedly clashed with the team. Under him, Siri's upgrades slowed dramatically. Some say it only happens once a year. This sounds eerily familiar if you recall the Apple Maps disaster around the same time, a project marred by management failures, poor execution and public embarrassment. Apple Maps eventually recovered, but Siri was quietly put on the back burner, ignored even with growing competition. This early period showed a troubling pattern. Mismanagement in software initiatives would plant the seeds for a long struggle ahead. Chapter 3. Fragmented leadership and internal chaos. Fast forward a few years, and Apple seemed to finally get serious about AI and Siri again by hiring John Giannandrea in 2018, an AI veteran from Google. On paper, this was a major win. Giannandrea reported directly to Tim Cook and was given full control over Apple's AI strategy. However, behind the scenes, problems deepened. Within Apple, multiple AI groups began operating simultaneously, often working at cross purposes. Craig Federighi, Apple's head of software, wasn't fully on board with Giannandrea's team, so he created his own AI division called Intelligent Systems. This resulted in two competing AI teams, often fighting over resources, priorities, and even marketing control. Robbie Walker, Giannandrea's deputy, focused on shaving milliseconds off Siri's response times, instead of improving its capabilities or emotional intelligence. Engineers were frustrated, some even left, and pockets of secret work on improving Siri's understanding happened behind Walker's back. The result was a fractured culture, diluting efforts and slowing progress. The nickname Aimless for Giannandrea's division wasn't just snarked, it indicated widespread doubt and dysfunction within Apple's AI efforts. Chapter 4. Missed opportunities. Then came 2022, the year AI truly exploded. OpenAI released ChatGPT, and the industry saw the immense power of generative AI. Models that could write, reason, and even code. Big tech scrambled to respond. Google launched Bard and Gemini, Samsung pushed Galaxy AI, all quickly building conversational intelligent systems integrated across their devices and services. Apple? Mostly silent. Inside Apple, generative AI wasn't even on the radar when ChatGPT launched. Reports say Apple was blindsided. There was philosophical disinterest and internal disagreements about AI's future. Gianandra downplayed generative AI's value, insisting Apple should continue relying on its own internally developed tools and models. This turned out to be a big mistake. Apple's tools lacked the scale, versatility, and real-world performance of external models like ChatGPT. Meanwhile, Apple was stuck focusing on incremental improvements to Siri, tweaking responses or shaving response time rather than making giant leaps forward. This cautious, slow approach left Apple trailing far behind competitors who were racing full speed into AI-powered features. Chapter 5. Apple Intelligence. In 2024, Apple launched Apple Intelligence, billed as their major leap into AI. But by mid-2025, this flagship initiative was still mostly vaporware. Apple had promised transformative AI features that never materialized. This gap between promise and reality led to multiple class action lawsuits accusing Apple of false advertising, claiming they sold phones with AI capabilities that simply did not work. Behind the scenes, many of Apple's high-profile AI demos, including those at WWDC events, were staged or heavily scripted. The famous Siri demo, where the assistant coordinated flights, messages, and maps, reportedly never ran on actual devices in test builds. The only working part was a colorful animation lighting up the screen edges. Even more surprising was Apple's reliance on OpenAI's ChatGPT for some features, instead of their own AI technology, damaging their image as a company that prides itself on building everything in-house. This overhyped and under-delivered severely damaged Apple's credibility with both consumers and investors. The lawsuits and negative press reinforced a growing perception that the company wasn't living up to its revolutionary promises in AI, a field now crucial to the future of tech. Chapter 6. Siri in 2025. Meanwhile, Siri, the AI assistant that introduced many of us to voice commands back in 2011, is still stuck in the past. In 2025, Siri will remain outdated. It lacks contextual understanding, struggles with natural conversation, and frequently gives unreliable or canned responses. Compare that to Google's Gemini Live, which offers a voice-first experience that feels like talking to a helpful human. Gemini understands interruptions, follows up questions, and smoothly switches between typing and voice. It integrates with Gmail, Maps, YouTube, and Calendar, delivering useful info on demand. Samsung's Galaxy AI also makes waves, with real-time call translation, smart photo editing, and more. This technological gap exposes a deeper problem than just software bugs. It reveals Apple's struggle with culture, priorities, and strategic vision around AI. While competitors embrace openness, rapid iteration, and user-centric design, Apple's secretive, slow-moving approach has left its AI assistant lagging badly. The reality is clear. Apple's Siri in 2025 just doesn't come close to what users expect from a modern, capable AI assistant. And that's a big risk in a world where AI is quickly becoming a core feature of daily tech use. Chapter 7. New Leadership and Future Plans. Recognizing the crisis, Apple finally made leadership changes. Tim Cook stripped control of Siri away from John Gianandra and Robbie Walker, the executives widely seen as underperforming in AI management. Their replacements included Mike Rockwell, the executive behind Apple's Vision Pro, known for delivering polished, complex projects on time. Under this new leadership, Apple promises a refreshed Siri rollout in fall 2025. This update is expected to include personal context awareness, meaning Siri will better understand who you are and what you need at any moment. There will also be on-screen awareness, so Siri can interact more visually and intuitively with users. Plus, tighter integration with apps across the board. Apple isn't stopping at Siri either. At the same WWDC event, the company unveiled its biggest software redesign in over a decade. Every major platform, iOS, macOS, iPadOS, watchOS, and tvOS, is getting a major UI overhaul inspired by visionOS, featuring glassy, transparent effects and unified design elements. This massive push signals Apple's intent to modernize and catch up, not just with AI capabilities, but with software experience as a whole. Chapter 8: Culture, Timing, and Reputation. So, what lessons can we draw from Apple's decade-long AI struggle? First, Apple's hallmark culture, secrecy, control, and obsession with perfection, clashes with the nature of AI development. AI, especially generative AI, demands openness, iteration, and rapid public experimentation. Apple's approach, which avoids releasing anything unfinished, slowed down innovation and kept Apple out of the early lead. Second, internal fragmentation played a huge role. Competing AI teams, clashing priorities, and unclear leadership created confusion and inefficiency. Philosophical resistance to embracing external AI advances like ChatGPT further delayed progress. Third, timing was critical. Apple's failure to act swiftly during the generative AI explosion in 2022 allowed competitors like Google and Samsung to gain a decisive advantage, both in technology and market presence. Finally, this crisis shows that even the world's most valuable and innovative tech company is not immune to strategic missteps. Success requires more than talent and money. It demands adaptive culture, clear vision, and timely execution. Apple is working hard to recover, but the outcome remains uncertain. Their AI crisis offers a compelling lesson on the importance of aligning company culture with the demands of breakthrough technology and the high cost when that alignment fails. If you find this video insightful, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on Apple's AI future, and subscribe for more tech deep dives. Thanks for watching.